ready to rumble!
The first question, what made you get into MMA?
It was a funny story. I was working out during my high school years. I was working at the gym class, and I broke a big gym mirror while lifting weights. While putting the weight back, it cracked the big mirror, and there was a bill that I needed to pay $500 or $600 to
Oh,
fix and
wow.
replace that mirror. And I'm the one that who never asked parents for money. So, and there was a couple of coaches that I knew. They told me that they needed a fighter for amateur fight. It was like a short notice fight. They would pay me under the table if anybody took
Mhm.
the fight. So I took the fight to cover that expense during my high school years. So that was the story I started fighting.
And where did you grow up? Did you go to high school in America or?
Yeah, well, I grew up in Russia, but my last 2 years of high school from my age 15, 16, 17, I did 2 years of high school in America. Yeah.
That's interesting. So, when I looked you up on the Tapology website, it said you're from Turkey. Is that correct?
I'm Turkish as a nationality. The
Yeah.
blood is Turkish, but I grew up in Russia, so I do have a Russian and Turkish citizenship.
Oh,
Also American.
okay. So you fight at 170 as a welterweight, and what is your
Yeah,
normal weight outside of fighting when you're not
around one.
training or anything?
Yeah, around 195, 200. Depends on if I'm training normal 3 to 5 times a week, I'm 190. But if I'm not, if I'm slacking and there's no fights like during COVID time, I walk around 200, little over 200.
And would you say your weight cut is hard, or is it like you just drop the weight?
No, it's been pretty good lately. As long as I stick to the diet plan and I
Mm.
do it the right way, I have my own strategic. I want to say this past 7 years I've been fighting. It kind of taught me a thing or two where I know already my body. All I need to do is cut down sugar, cut down anything made out of flour. So no bread, no baked stuff, and obviously cut down all the carbs.
And what's so in the training camp without eating flour or carbs, what is the main thing you eat?
Fish, chicken, a lot of lambs, and a lot of greens, vegetables. I want to say that's what I stick to it. And for my sugar source, I do a lot of raw honey with nuts. So
Um, and what is the snack you would eat in training? Like a mm,
oh, during my fight camp, I do a lot of hazelnuts and walnuts and some maybe protein bar kind of things that has nuts in it, and a lot of honey. I drink tons of green tea with honey.
and then what do you like to eat when you're not training and don't have to fight?
Everything and anything as long as it's not pork. So the only thing I can't eat by the religion and I don't like it is just pork. So I eat everything pretty much. I'm not a picky person, and people that around me know that I eat like a heavyweight. So
And do you have a favorite meal that you can have when you're not in training?
no, none. Actually, yeah, you can say shashliki, shish
What's
kebabs.
that? Oh, shish kebabs. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can call that one favorite.
So you've been pro for like 7 years, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And how did you feel when you got your first finish?
Hey, win is a win, but it was definitely, I can't describe it with words. You gotta have that feeling. It's different kind of excitement. It's once a lifetime experience. When you get your hand raised, it's just you can't change anything. You don't want to trade anything for that feeling. It's definitely something that cannot be described. It has to be felt.
Mhm. Um, so what was your first pro walkout like 7 years ago when you walked out to the octagon?
Oh, it was rough. It was my first one was, I think, about against Eric Spicely, ex UFC fighter. Now my hater, I want to call him. So it was tough one. It was very nervous fight. Obviously, first pro fight in front of a big crowd against the guy that was a home guy for them, and he was a good grappler guy. I lost by decision. Um, I I want to say I lost because I didn't stick to my game plan. I didn't listen to my coach's game plan. Was supposed to be stand up and brawl with him and don't go on the ground. But he kept taking me to the ground. Well, I dropped him and I went on top of him, so we end up grappling. And the guy was a better grappler at that moment, and he just we all the fight was lay and pray kind of thing.
Mhm.
So he didn't finish me. He wasn't close to finishing me or anything, but it was I lost by points because he was grappling, and uh, basically he had my back the whole time,
Yeah.
but it wasn't any attempt to finish the fight.
Was it a 3 round fight?
Yeah, 3 round fight.
Oh. And when did you fight your first 5 round fight if you fought one?
Um, yeah, I fought. I'm not sure, but the last one was last year in June against Billy Goff for the championship belt. Before that, it was another championship belt I fought against a wrestler. Um, that was the one that lasted 5 rounds for 25 minutes. It was the Billy Goff against the kid was tough. It was a reality fighting championship for the 170 strap for the belt. We went all 25 rounds. I think by end of the first or second round, I broke my thumb. I couldn't grapple. I couldn't do anything much because I thought it was a pop toe or something. But then when after the fight, we got an X-ray. It was crashed thumb. I had like 4 bones broken in my thumb. So I finished the fight. I defended. I got the new belt actually for a new promotion at 170. But yeah, that was my own. I think that was the only fight that lasted 25 minutes.
Which promotion was that?
Reality fighting.
Is it still around today? Is it still?
Yeah, they're around today, but because of the COVID, I don't think they have any fights so far scheduled up. Yeah, they're definitely around.
And how has COVID affected your training and fighting?
I want to say really bad because there's not much to do during the COVID. It's hard to find the great partners to train.
Hmm.
I'm always looking for somebody who's better than me so I can actually pick up a thing or two from them. It's hard to, especially in my state in Massachusetts, the most stupidest state
Hmm.
in the United States, I want to call it. I love and hate living in here. You have to have a mask 24/7.
Yeah.
Probably if they see me talking to you without a mask right now, they can find me. That's stupid. So you gotta have a mask while you're training. So it's hard. Imagine training with a mask. You can't really
Mm.
breathe, and you're going 100%, and you can't breathe anyways. So now they put new restrictions on that, but we all know that that doesn't do it a lot.
Yeah.
So while you're sparring, while you're training, grappling, you have to have this shit. And now they have a new restriction in Massachusetts. You have to wear it while you're walking on the street. And
Mm,
if you're driving with somebody outside of your house that doesn't live with you, basically non-household resident,
yeah.
you have to have a mask even while driving in the car. So it's stupid to the next level, but you gotta follow the rules.
Wait, so you're on your own in your car. Just do you still have, or you're still
No, you
supposed to
don't.
wear your mask? No.
No, if you're on your own in the car, you don't have to. But if if you're driving with somebody that doesn't live with you or in the house with you, you have to wear a mask.
In your own house?
Yeah, if somebody comes, let's say like your friend comes over to your house and you drive somewhere, you have to wear a mask.
No, but I mean in the house.
I don't know about the house. I don't. I hope not. I, I, I honestly, I hope not. I don't know. I don't go into details that much. I really don't care. I don't believe in the COVID shit, anyways. It's, I have tested twice positive for COVID
Oh,
and had no symptoms at all. Like quarantined myself. I had COVID while I had my 1 week old baby in the
mm,
house with me all the time, and I tested positive twice in a row, back to back in 2 weeks, and I had zero symptoms. So I called my doctor, asked what the heck is going on. Like, well, I'm not gonna stay away from my family. Should I stay away from my family, or what is this like? Could I be a carrier, or what is this? I have zero symptoms, and I was told that it's probably I have the antibody
mm.
in the system, so which basically fights the COVID, and when you test it, you test positive. But other than that, I never tested positive. Thank God for during my Bellator fight, I tested probably 6 times and all was negative.
How many times have you fought in Bellator now?
5 times, I think.
Yeah. On the Bellator note, I think we had a brief conversation about this, the Cal Crutchmer situation where you put your hands down and walk towards him.
Yeah.
Can you describe why you chose to do that?
Uh, there is no reason behind it, really. I just natural me. People that know me, they know when I get punched in the face, I guess I get motivated. And the I want to say thing was I was trying to kind of go after him all the time, and he was backing out. I couldn't engage and stand up and let the hands go. So once he threw those punches, I was like, okay, let's go, let's fight. I like
Yeah.
that, yeah. And it was like more like trying to set up, for him to come into me and
Yeah.
keep punching me, yeah, and try to catch him clean, but it wasn't anything. I wasn't trying to show off and send a message to anyone. But I spar like that. People that train with me, they know. This happens once in a while when I get caught with a clean shot. I just drop my hand and walk towards. Do not recommend it to anybody. Not a smart thing, but ev- everybody does their own stupid things once in a while. So
And was it like, did you have it in your head, oh, I'm going to do this to him if he's not hitting me, or was it entirely impulse?
no, didn't have anything. It was just impulse, like you said. It was just that moment, whatever. I had a high adrenaline, and I was like, let's fight, let's stand up and brawl. That's what I wanted, and just part of the fight, I guess. There was no plan behind it, or like I wasn't waiting for him to jump or do something after that punch, and I drop my hands. He's gonna think that, oh, that's it, he can knock me out. No, it was just during the fight, natural.
if you watch the video of you putting your hands down, and when you get hit, I think you got hit by 2 punches, you could see the referee think you were gonna go down because he just suddenly like starts moving towards you.
Yeah. I'm sure the ref is there for the safety of fighters, so that's why he reacted like that. It was like probably most people, if they take 1-2 in the face as clean as that shot, they would think that, hey, the guy's going down. So
Was it
and
mm, okay. Was it a
yeah,
he was it
it
a heavy
wasn't
shot
anything.
or
It wasn't. I don't want to say it was an easy shot. It was just that moment. Obviously, it was hard enough. You can see I kind of stopped for a second, and
yeah.
it was heavy enough, but it wasn't heavy enough, I guess, to put me out.
Yeah. And you still won that fight by unanimous decision, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Um on that note, what is your funniest altercation with a fighter, like a fellow fighter? Would it be that, or what would it be?
No, I wouldn't say that was a funny, but that funny. I don't recall it funny. I had a funny moment during my fight. It was a
Mhm.
couple years back. I was fighting in a smaller show, and the crowd was right around the cage. And I was on the side control or on the, yeah, I think it was half mount or something. I was punching the guy, trying to finish him, and all the people on the crowd were yelling what to do. And one of my teammates back in the day, he was yelling, "Oh, elbow him, elbow," and I stopped for a second. I lift my head up. I totally froze for a second from the fight. I turned around. I said, "Shut the fuck up!" I know what to do. That was definitely the funny moment.
Did you finish him
We,
in the end?
no, it was a unanimous decision. There,
Oh.
I think we didn't have enough time to finish it. It was like end of the third round or second round.
Mm.
It was, it was the funny moment. I want to say. That it was so close to the cage, almost as close as my corners. I could hear him screaming at my head like elbow, elbow, while the guy is holding my whole arm and locked. And I'm like, how the hell am I gonna elbow him right now? Would you shut the hell up? Like, let me do my thing.
Uh, what would you say is the stupidest rule in MMA? Like the hit you're not allowed to do, or anything like
Uh,
that?
Not rewatching the positions where you can stop the fight for a minute or 5 minutes. You can, let's say, we had one of the, I think it was Michael Rodriguez from Massachusetts was fighting in UFC, and one of the local guys, he was fighting a UFC veteran, and he cheated really bad. That freaking guy. He dropped the Michael Rodriguez. I think Mike. I think it was Mike Rodriguez. He dropped him with a knee,
Mhm.
and he dropped him with a knee to the body. He
Yeah.
shocked his body, and the guy was on the ground for a while, acting like he was a low blow. You know,
Yeah.
the ref thought it was a low blow, so everybody thought it was a low blow. But a second you watch it, he had nothing to do with the low blow, or it was like clean shot to the stomach,
Yeah.
and the guy couldn't fight for 5 minutes, good 5 minutes. He recovered, then he submitted our guy out, unfortunately, but that was a big cheating on his note. And I believe Dana White even gave our guy the winning bonus for the fight.
Hmm.
Everybody knew that was stupid, and I think they should add to the UFC, like, where you can, if it's not something big, yeah, I understand, don't stop the fight, don't rewatch it, but on a something big like this, you literally drop a guy, knock a guy out,
Yeah.
and a lot of happens from like a standing point to the face kick, or knee to the face to knee to the head, which is most of the times illegal. And sometimes the guy lifts his hand the last minute and it's a clean shot. It's not a
Yeah.
low blow or anything. I wish they had that rule where they can stop it and rewatch it for, or a minute or 30 seconds. I'm sure they can decide it right away. It's on the video, it shows pretty clean.
Um. So in that fight, was it like he got the wind knocked out of him, or was he just trying to get away from being finished?
No, he was out.
He
He
was
was
out like
he
cold.
he buckled up. He wasn't like cold out because it's a body shot, so you can't get
Yeah.
knocked out from that. You gas out basically. You can't move. He just buckled up into a turtle position, and he was just not moving. So the ref stopped the fight, gave him I think at least 5 minutes to recover, and the fight went back on. And I think at the end he almost broke his arm to, it was Americano or something. But at the end he submitted him. He lost. Our guy lost, unfortunately. But that fight was definitely one of the reasons why they should add that stop and rewatch.
Yeah. I don't know how they implement it because fighting is like supposed to be fast paced, right? So
Yeah.
it's not like in soccer how they can just go to VAR and just stop the
Well,
whole fight.
so when they give this kind of a thing, for example, they stop a fight, they give the guy 5 minutes. You have the 5 minutes. You can rewatch it at least
Yeah.
once, or you can, because it's not 100% call. It's 50-50 call. You think that it's a low ball. The fighter is saying, no, I didn't hit him in the balls, or I didn't hit him below the waist, anything. Everybody sees that in the video already. And during the fight, they replay that thing right away in like next 10 seconds. If they really need it, they can check it. And yeah, I'm not saying that, hey, stop the whole fight and redo it, but they should definitely do on the big fights like this.
On the note of like being hit with a heavy shot, what do you think is your worst injury you've sustained in a fight or in training camp?
uh ACL.
ACL
Tore
tear?
my
Yeah.
Yeah, I tore my ACL during the training camp.
Were you
That's
Was it like plant leg or how did you do it?
No, I think I was grappling, wrestling. I jumped from one side, and I was the one on top, I think, while grappling. I tried to jump from one side to another, and I probably landed wrong or something, and tried to turn right away after I landed. So it was a big surgery for me. It was at least a year out, year and a half. I was out.
When was this?
A few years ago, I want to say like 4 years ago.
So around 2016.
Yeah, probably somewhere around there.
So was that pre Bellator then?
I don't remember if I was getting ready for a Bellator. It could have been another Bellator fight I was getting ready. Maybe not.
When did you
Uh,
sign to Bellator?
I don't remember. It's been at least 6 years. My first fight with Bellator,
Hmm.
and I never signed up with them for a multi fight deal. It's most of the times one fight deal, because I was kind of focusing on other things, because once you sign up with a promotion, they don't let you fight in other promotions. So, and I wanted to stay active, and
Yeah.
that way I had a free agent deal, so I could fight anywhere I want. It was from one fight, and especially when they were coming to United States around here. So
On the note of fighting in Bellator or in any division, how close do you think you are to a potential title fight? Because you've been fighting in Bellator for 6 years, you know?
yeah, well, that's up to the, what do you call, the matchmakers. I don't I don't call out anyone. I don't like to make a statement unless it's in the cage, and I'll fight and make a statement. And if they think I'm there, I'll fight my way out. I was never handed out anything, and I never handpicked the fight. but I'm sure I still have some things that I need to prove to get to the title shot.
Wait, God, I forgot my question. Sorry. Okay, disregard that. What was your favorite win when fighting in Bellator?
Well, favorite win. My first one, probably. My first one, yeah, was what favorite one was the first one I ended via knee bar. Because it was a big fight, first time fighting in the Bellator. It was like wow, and the experience was awesome, and I definitely trained hard for that fight, and that fight was going hard. It wasn't an easy fight. I think it was against Ilya Katao, if I remember right. Yeah, that was the most memorable fight for me because it was my first big fight for
Mm-hmm.
Bellator.
And so you finished that by knee bar. Um, how does it feel to be submitted if you've ever felt like having your ligaments twisted or being choked?
Nothing. I don't know. Just during the training, I got a lot of black belts. I got a lot of high level grapplers that tap me out and choke me out. It's nothing new for me, so I don't know. It's just another day in my life.
Yeah. Does it feel like arms being ripped out of sockets or?
I never had it during my fight or a training camp where I get injured during jiu-jitsu or grappling.
Mhm.
Only injuries I had from wrestling, jumping, that was just like a wrong move I did, and I didn't have it during my grappling or anything like that. I never got injured. I don't know.
Um. So so now I'm gonna ask you just some series of questions that don't really have to do much with MMA, but it's for viewers who aren't super into MMA but want to watch this. So, what is your favorite sport outside of MMA or combat sports in general?
Um, Soccer, definitely. Football. In England, you call it football.
Yeah.
In Europe, I was a soccer player for until I moved to United States. Until 15, I played soccer, and semi-pro. I was back in home. I was playing already in a youth team for a pro team right before I moved here.
Was it your choice to move to America?
Not really. Not at age of 16. You don't have a choice. You
Or
just
no,
follow.
no, but like, were you for it
Yeah, it
or?
was. It was a family oriented. That family was moving, but as a ethnic group, we were moving from Russia because there was a lot of what you call discrimination against
Mhm.
Muslims and Turkish people back then, and in general, Russia was just shit show back then, and I don't know, probably same thing now because if you have money, you buy your own
Yeah.
passport, you buy your own documents. If you don't have money, doesn't matter how good you are, you don't have paperwork. That means you're not good. That's it. That's simple. So that's Russia. You need to have connections to get to the from point A to point B in Russia. And here it's different. If you work hard and study and you put your effort into it, you'll get to the places enough. Obviously, connections are everywhere very hard and very important, but here you can be on your own and you can make a big statement here in the United States. In
Mm.
Russia, you need to have a good connections to make a good statement.
Do you have a favorite genre of music when training?
No, I don't listen to music that much.
Podcasts or just you don't listen to anything?
No, the only thing I want to say, I listen if I'm stressed out or anything. Listen to religious things like Quran and just recite some of the Quran. And
Mm.
you call for the if I'm running, I listen to motivational speeches and stuff. Other than that, nothing.
You don't listen to any rap music or just
No, I'm not a big fan of music where I just listen. I have a walkout song, but that just from years ago, and like I said, it doesn't really do much these
what?
days. Music that these days songs are stupid anyways. They have a bunch of trash if you listen to the words, and the words are really like it's just trash. And I just there's a couple of things that just anything that keeps my mind going and quiet and like calm.
Mhm.
Nothing crazy, no rock and roll and stuff, no rap.
So you said you just have a walkout song, but why don't you just walk out in silence? A lot of fighters do that, and it feels like it gives more impact.
Yeah, I'm good with what I have right now. So it's been with me for years, and it's from I think John Jones Can Be Touched. So back then, when I was training, my coaches would always put that song while I was training. So I kind of liked it.
So do you have a favorite movie or TV show?
Nah, nothing favorite. I watch kind of whatever is there. Nothing crazy. I don't watch that much TV. I try to, either stay away from that. With TV it's hard. If you watch the news, you're uninformed. If you don't watch the news, you're
Yeah.
underinformed. So I kind of choose and pick the middle.
Yeah. So you don't spend much time on screens or
Oh no,
uh,
no, not at all. Try
uh,
not to.
I only have a couple more questions here. Who's next for you to fight? Do you want anyone specific or
Um, I already have an opponent,
oh,
so
who is it?
yeah, I will make the announcement. You
Oh,
guys
come
will.
on. Why didn't you make the announcement on here? It would be my first announcement on the show.
It's gonna be Shamil Nikayev
Mm,
out of. I think guy is out of Chechnya, Russia originally, or maybe Belgium. But the guy is undefeated. He's 9-0, and that's another next fight for me in Bellator,
when is it?
December 10th.
December. Oh, that's soon.
Yep.
You just
You're
fought
the
against
you're the
Kyle
first
Crutcher.
one to find out. So
Let's go. Oh,
remember that in the
100%. Yeah.
future.
December 10th. What day is that? That's a midweek, right? That's like Thursday.
Thursday, I think that's what
Yeah.
when the fights are here. Thursdays
Yeah.
for Bellator.
And usually Bellator fights, they're not as some of them are prime time, but then some of the cards are like 7 p.m. British time.
Yeah. I don't know what time is this fight. It's probably gonna be the around same time. But last fight, what was it? Yesterday was at not yesterday, a couple days ago was at 4 o'clock Eastern time. So
Hmm.
I don't know what time is right now there.
So I'm in Germany, so I'm 6 hours ahead of you. Right now it's already 9:45. It's nearly 10 here.
Okay,
So
all
when I
right.
schedule
So
my interviews with people in America, I like to pick afternoon times because it would be like in between training or after training. The only issue is it's already pitch black outside for me.
yeah, yeah, understood. Oh wow, you're from Germany
No,
or you're from England? I thought it
uh,
was England.
no, I'm from America and Ireland. I just live here. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. No, like yeah, that's what I mean. Where you live in Germany?
I live near Frankfurt.
Oh, okay. I got a couple of friends. I'm not sure. I think they're in the Dortmund area. They
Mm,
I guess like childhood classmates and
yeah,
stuff. They my high school from Russia high school years.
yeah.
My teacher, she's in Germany. We stay in touch once in a while. I used to take German for a bit,
All right.
just a year, and I quit. And so I was Einstein Drive, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Where is this fight going to be on December 10th? Do you know the location of it?
Yeah, it's the same place, Ankinsville, Connecticut, Mohegan Sun.
Connecticut. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm out of questions. I think we've been talking for about
Awesome. I was
25
gonna
minutes.
say I gotta go
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
all right.
Thanks
Thanks a
for
lot
coming
again
on,
for
man.
having me.
Yeah. No, thank you for agreeing to
And
do this interview with me.
yeah, no problem. Stay safe.
Yeah,
Be
you
good.
too.